Good morning. Monday morning. It's Monday. Welcome to the TBS, the True Breakfast Show. 961, the heart and soul of Liberia. It's great to be back on a Monday. Not many people love Monday, but would like to say good morning. And I took this important words from Pope Francis. Pope Francis wrote this in the hospital. The walls of hospital have more honest people than the churches. Oh my God. The walls of hospitals have heard more honest prayers than churches. They have witnessed far more sincere cases than those in the airport. A privileged doctor saving the life of a beggar in intensive care. You can see a job taking care of receipts in the hospital that you have a homophobia saved by a gay doctor. The war is not a fair war. A police officer and a prisoner in the same room receiving the same care. A wealthy person waiting for a lively transplant, a liver transplant, ready to receive the organ for a poor donor. Oh, the worries of the Pope. Good morning, folks. Don't criticize your body too much. Don't lose sleep over bills. Make sure to hug your loved ones. This is the TBS Monday morning. Good morning to the 15 counties. Great to be back this morning. The love of liberty matters here. Let justice be done to all of us. When you wake up in the morning, dear God, thank you for the gift of life. And that's the biggest thing someone can ask for. Good morning, folks. My name is O'Neill. Sound a little bit on the weather this morning. This is O'Neill Ravels, Marka Davis. Congratulations. Yes, I like to start with Marka and say congratulations. I know you're waiting for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But before you come in, right?
Mhm.
This is how I love to see a final game. There are some boring finals you'll watch. You see 4-0, 5-0. But the final between Barcelona and Real Madrid, that's how final should be.
Yes.
Yes. Good morning to you. Congratulations.
Good morning. Good
Martin
morning.
Hayes, congratulations. Liability, congratulations. He said, oh, he a bet. I didn't know what I did
Yeah.
better.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. And it is obvious that I will sound the way I'm sounding, like I'm under the weather, but not really that I'm under the weather. It is
Okay.
because I was overly celebrating
Mhm.
Barcelona's victory. So my voice is a little bit bruised. So yeah, good morning. Thank you so much for congratulating Barcelona. And congratulations to all of Barcelona fans across the world, across Liberia. and to the team. I think they did extremely well.
Mhm.
I am very positive about this season. I
Okay.
know Inter Milan is playing good football. I know Arsenal is playing good football, and
Mhm.
the rest of the teams still in the Champions League, right? But the spirit shown by Barcelona against Real Madrid
Mhm.
tells you that Barcelona can do anything this season.
Your spirit more than Arsenal spirit.
What spirit?
I would love to meet
No,
you sincerely. This is what's going to happen.
because only for the
Mhm.
fact that you will beat Real Madrid over and over, the Real Madrid that you know,
Mhm.
that you beat them over and over, it means you can beat anybody.
Okay.
Yes,
So this is what happened. This is funny. Arsenal female team have qualified along with Barcelona female team already in the Champions League.
good.
Our male team is going to qualify too with Barcelona in the final.
Okay.
So it's female versus male. Which one will you take? I'll go for the male.
Wow, we'll go for the mill. The mill trip is heavy. Yes, but good morning to all of you. Thanks for joining us this morning. This is your regular morning show, the Truth Breakfast Show here on Truth 96.1 FM, the heart and soul of Liberia. This is where national unity begins. Let's talk our issues and
Mhm.
not fight. We cannot, again, let me sound this. We cannot revert to the past.
Mhm.
No matter what the situations are, we will talk about them. We will go to the courts. We will still respect the courts. We will take our issues to court, and we will not take our issues to the streets. We will not take our issues to the streets. We will take our issues to the court, and we will have redress. We will debate our issues, whether on the radio, on the social media, wherever space, wherever platform we found. We will talk our issues. Liberia cannot afford to reverse the gains we have made for the past 2 decades. Okay, we cannot afford to reverse the gains we have made for the past more than 2 decades. From 2003 up to 2025, we've come a long way. We cannot go back to destroy what we've built over the period of time. I know in this country we have overly politicized this country to the extent that I don't know whether some of our leaders even fear for the future of this country. I'm saying this across the board. I don't care which party you come from. I don't care whether you are in government, but I really wonder whether our leaders really fear for the future of this country, whether care for the
Mhm.
future of this country.
Mhm.
Because some of the statements you make, whether you make them on radio, whether you make them on the social media, I am I'm confused about what you people, the leader of this country, think about the future of the country. It appears like your political interest is above everything else, including the interest of the country.
Mm.
I don't understand your political interest. You overly politicize this country to the extent that there is nothing the young people can think about besides politics. Right now, you ask our young children, they will tell you that their only interest will be politics, because even the leaders of the country, they are overly political than being patriotic. So please, whichever party you come from, whether you are in government, whether you are President Boakai, we believe that the interest and the future of this country should be paramount. You have politicized the country so much. Yes, that's my introduction there. This
Yeah, that's a nice one. Back in the day, let me just go a little bit biblical this morning. Uh, a leader, when you make a statement, that's why people love kings. When you make a statement, your statement is your statement. You can reverse. To all of you 73 lawmakers, right? This
mm-hmm.
73, right?
73,
How many senators?
30.
30, right?
Mm-hmm.
You senators, you representative. When you make your decision, people need to hold the word of a king, of a ruler. Your
Mm-hmm.
word is your word. You can't flip flop.
That's why leaders will always be slow to speak.
Yes, you don't flip flop. Your decision is your decision. So when Herod Antipas, the ruler of the Galilee Imperial, ordered the beheading of John the Baptist, he used to love John the Baptist, the one voice who was crying in the wilderness, preparing the way for Christ. So be a big fan of John the Baptist, but John wasn't praising. And he told his daughter, say, this dancing you're doing here, make any wish you want to go ahead and go and make.
Mm-hmm.
I will stand by wish and make your wish to be that your desire will come. Damn it. A very difficult one. She go back to her mother. Her mother say, tell your father, say, I need the head of John the Baptist. Oh my God. Herod Antipas. His daughter came back to him and said, well, give me the head of John the Baptist.
Hmm.
Try that one in Liberia. You can't get it. You a flip flop. You flip flop. Herod took a deep breath, moment of silence. The king went quiet, all hail. That's why you see the United Kingdom, the national anthem of the UK is all hail the king. Long live the king. He took a deep breath, having committed himself to his daughter before the whole audience said, well, any wish you made because of a beautiful display here, I'm going to stand by it. And the head of John the Baptist was brought in a plate.
Hmm.
His wish was her wish was granted. Wow. How many of you, when you take oath, OAATH, right? When
Hmm.
you take an oath for a country, you swear. You, Amen. That anyway, that's a good intro.
Yes.
Your live with it. Good country. That's progress. One nation indivisible of liberty and justice for every one of us. Good morning to all of our leaders, whether you're in opposition, you in the ruling establishment. Just know, say we do have a tomorrow. Hmm?
Yes, we have a tomorrow.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
So yes, just before we do the lineup,
Yeah,
can
recognize some folks on
recognize
the Facebook.
some of our
Yes.
followers this morning. Ansu Coleman, good morning. Thanks for joining us this morning. He says he's from the Economic Freedom Fighters. Josh Christopher Wled II is also following. Joseph Eddie Yasia is following from Jacobtown this morning. We have Jacobs Pekin, he calls himself. He's also following. He said the government have to exercise the full law. McLean Rana, one of the newest baby daddies on the ground in
Okay.
the country. Good morning to you, McLean Rana, and congratulations. McLean is following this morning. Elijah Voka is also following. Hence, Breezy Chie is following this morning from Dupero. Aloysius Flomo, as usual. Andrew Faya is also following. Momo D. Singbe is also following this morning.
Mhm.
Nathan Duo, Austin Tapia, Sekou Alhaji is also following. Emmanuel Gonkolo is also following. Ferrot is following this morning. Says 19 years ago, RC are still moving stronger than before. Okay, thanks for joining this morning. Mark Quinn is also following. He said he's from the airport money exchanger bureau.
Mhm.
Okay, money exchange bureau.
Mhm.
Thomas Eric is following as well. Elijah Colley is also following this morning. Uh, Boy Wenger To is also following. Lloyd Powers, Jerry Joker is following. Uh, that's Joseph William Colley is also
Mhm.
following this morning.
Mhm.
Joseph Kaya Jr. Uh, Breezy Tamba Jr. Morris Darving is following. Kleptic Daraming is following this morning from is this Ghana, right? Yes, it's
Okay.
following from Ghana.
Okay.
Lawrence Kawala is following from Rehab Jacobtown this morning. That's my old community.
Okay.
Yes, Fofana Momo Jr., thanks for joining. Aloysius Koiwu is following. Laz Kamara, thanks for joining as well. Lucidin Gray, Marka Nyawe is following this morning. Thanks for joining. Strong LRB picking, he calls himself. Edwin Kwekwe Lome Jr. is following. Moses Smith, thanks for joining. And all of you
Mhm.
who are joining, thank you so much, including Melvin Dablo. Thank you for joining this morning.
Yes. So before the lined up, this story I just said is not for one person.
Mhm.
It's for all of our leaders, right? Whether it's the president, is the vice president, is a representative, or you are a senator. Once you are a leader, your decision is your decision. Those are you flip flopping from majority black to minority black, from minority black to majority black. That how you're playing checker with us. Eh? You're going like this. It's just like this.
Mhm.
From majority black to
Mhm.
minority black. They are think that big news or breaking news. From minority black to majority black. From majority black to another minority
Mhm.
black. That help flip flopping reverse. So the example I've just given about Harold Antitap, you please live by it. Your decision is your decision. Just live by it. You have something you call conscience. Let your conscience speak for you. You know when you are guilty of something, you won't be free within your spirit, my God.
Mhm.
Sincerely,
Mhm.
you're doing it. You get a public sentiment, but deep down in your heart, you owe it to your people, to your country. You're not clear in your heart. So stop flip flopping and believe that Your decision is your decision in the interest of the country. God bless you all this morning.
Yes, that was a nice intro.
Yes, let's see what we
Yes.
have this morning.
The journey is a beating sense in people here.
Yeah, is that beat sense in that head? Man, we
Yeah.
gotta beat. We gotta be beating sense. Look, some of you will
Yeah,
be. It will be difficult for some of you for 2029. When you
seriously.
come back to run campaign again, all that thing you're doing, you're flip flopping, you crisscrossing. Eh? It will be
Mhm.
very difficult.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it's April 28th, 2029. Let's
Oh,
bring
Bobby
you.
Allison, motivation.
Okay.
I'm for truth, no matter who tells it. I'm for justice, no matter who is for or against. I'm for truth and justice. Bobby Allison for our morning motivation.
Yes.
Yes.
So let's go for the lineup this morning for the show. Thanks to our sponsors, Orange Liberia and EcoBank, the Pan African Bank. We will join David Coty to bring us the health tips this morning, followed by the review of the local dailies. In our studio chat, I think so far we just have one major point.
Yeah.
This team flip flopping with members of the majority black, some running back to the Supreme, as the majority of black is running back to the Supreme Court
Mhm.
for re-argument. The CMC political leader has also written the former president Ellen Johnson Sirleaf for intervention at the level of the House of Representatives. So we'll talk about that. I think we'll read our communication.
Mhm.
Yes, as well.
Mhm.
So at 8:30 to 9 this morning, we'll have on the line.
Yes, Bob Mobile.
Yes, we'll have on the line Councillor Tiawan Gonglo, a veteran Liberian lawyer. He will speak with us this morning on the issue of the Constitution and the Supreme Court ruling. We'll look at that. And yes, so Council will join us live this morning at 10 after 9. We'll bring you sports, entertainment, commercials brought to you by EcoBank and Orange Liberia, 9:20 to 10 o'clock this morning. Pastor Afra Mason of the Crest Embassy, Liberia, will be our guest on the last segment of the show, talking about the ministry and establishing a new learning institution in the country. So, yes, and let me say congratulations to Pastor Macy and the Crest Embassy family. They had a
Mhm.
very elaborate graduation program
Mhm.
empowering hundreds of women in Pinsville here. So we'll have Pastor Mason here this morning on the last segment of the show. In the midst of all country first. In the midst of all country first. Why you laughing?
In the midst of all the press
Yes.
conferences, eh?
In the midst of all country first, all the meetings.
Uh-huh.
Opposition black meeting,
Uh-huh.
opposition black meeting.
Uh-huh.
When we the non-position people have,
We'll have a
meeting.
meeting too.
Yeah. In the midst of all country first.
Country first. Love that's Liberia.
And make the country great.
Make the my man drinking hot water, man. Let's bring on difficulty, man. David have been enjoying this country since forever, ever so long. We haven't enjoyed nothing yet. You're just flip flopping with us.
I tell you, we
Well,
even drive car before.
Yeah, well, from my internet,
That we enjoy.
one love nigga go on the other side. The
Yes.
other one go on the other side.
Y'all stop it.
Yeah, man. We're bringing on a very young man. This man been enjoying since Winners VS tournament time. He's still enjoying. Abbas, am I lying? He's still enjoying
There,
life.
if house and put a garage in a bedroom.
Yes.
How
Can
do you
you
do that?
Oh, thank you very much, Simon. You are good people. You always say that the truth, and that's very good of you. I see why Truth FM has been so Christian for the past 20 years, and that's good. That's good. That's good. Yeah, that's good. I appreciate you. Yeah. Don't make the mistake and ever call my age on the radio. I would deal with you.
In fact, when is your birthday? May?
May 22. May 20, on the 22nd of May.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll be celebrating 72 days here.
No, that's 102.
Yeah,
50,
that's
50,
right. Oh,
52.
No. You see,
52.
I have just told you that you are good people.
52 years.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Good God.
Abbas,
How about-
have former President Charles to ever flip flop before?
Well, no, but flip-flopping is part of politics. You remember one time the current finance minister, way back when he was foreign minister, said there'll be a time for alignment and realignment.
Mhm.
So if dialogue, new queer, all the people are coming to offering you affect by your business. And we're not too sure yet. We don't know who's going where, but
What is the with this?
Ooh.
that's all part of politics.
Okay.
No, don't get right. Don't get right. Politics is politics.
Y'all been enjoying this country, man, since Winners VS tournament time. We haven't seen nothing yet, man.
You see something. Your time is coming. You got long years ahead of you. Your time is coming.
Look at that.
You got,
And how they can be laughing at meetings, though.
Mhm.
oh yeah.
Don't mind these boys, then. Don't mind these
But you know
boys.
when you show that very piece of good cash, if they come in your pocket, you gotta laugh. Those kind of
When,
money.
when, when, when was the last time you were massaged? You were massaged. Different quote. When was the last
Oh,
time you were
it,
massaged?
it happens here every time. There's a particular person that touches my leg, clean it. How you call it, medicure, pedicure. I do it always. If you tell me the massage on the other side, I know your business. I'll not talk about that. I'll talk about my feet. I know what you
The
think that.
massage start from your head to your neck to your back to where?
Well, the only one I can talk about right now on the radio is the one that can be on my feet right here in my ass. So I'm the
So
one that's special.
so how many persons do that?
Well, so far there were two, but one has gone to Ghana. I don't know what she's going to do there, but I hope she will return. Those are good people.
Oh, they are
But
women.
text. Oh yeah, women. Well, men. Men will I have a checkup boy that has been here for more than 5 years. Only one time I had a game with somebody from outside one guy, but the way he was behaving, I never allowed him to come back anymore. I you be playing checker, you're looking on the other side, you can't look at the game you play. What kind of nonsense is that?
You know why I asked, because whether it is one person that is doing the massage,
Uh-huh.
because I know you are always doing things more than one. For example, the beta coral suppliers that three, and I know obviously the massager can be one.
Yeah.
The better color people are full now. I told you I added one more.
Oh,
Those people, yes. It's
just
hard to
just in
explain.
4 days time you added one more.
That's what I said it the other day. The point is, you cannot sell goods that you don't know anything about. You have to explain to me. You need to tell me the benefits of eating better cola.
So
So
so how long do you give each person to explain?
that's not your business.
Before you do your update, when you massage it, do you close your eyes? When that part of the body enjoying it, you close your eye. Then you close your eye.
Even before you touch my feet, my eyes are already closed. Oh, brother.
Okay,
Well,
I have a
I'm making
visitor for you next week, Friday. Martin Hayes will pay you a visit. You know, I mean,
in fact, I'm traveling this week,
Wow,
and
Martin ain't got the
yeah,
place too.
Martin get beat so much than you. So when you're afraid of
Why you be
Martin?
afraid of Martin?
Martin would never come to my house. I said, fine. Man, I used to be playing football. You're one of the handsome guys that are still looking good at this age. I mean, can't come to my house. Never. Martin, you just don't ever put your foot here. You'll not be accepted.
All right, let's hear you this morning. Go ahead.
Well, thank you very much. We're on a very serious topic today, and I hope everybody will listen carefully. Constipation is dangerous, and it must not be taken lightly. Constipation is when stool is dry, hard, and difficult to pass, or when you can't go to the toilet, you're always forcing it before you get to the toilet. Be very careful. It's not as you think. It's not as simple as you think. These are the things that will happen to you if you are constipated constantly. If it happens 1 or 2 times, but every time you're still you can't go to the toilet, go be careful. You will suffer from internal and external pile. Oh, yes. And you know what pile can do to you? We'll talk about pile here the other day. I will come back and talk about pile. If you don't want to suffer from external and internal pile, make sure you don't be constipated always. Number two, it will cause bleeding because cuts around the skin of your because of cuts around the skin of your anus. It will cause bleeding. Be careful. It will lead to complete blockage of the intestine. You know very well that when you eat, the food passes through the esophagus and go to the stomach, and from there it goes down to the intestine for uh come on, all right, I'll come to it. But be very careful. Um, when there's a blockage of the intestine, it will cause toxins to build up. The OOT in the food particles. If it can't come out, it will build up in your system, and that can cause pressure on the bladder. And when there's pressure on the bladder, these are the things that will happen. Be very careful. When they get this filter this thing, where it goes into the bladder there to be able to come out. Now, if the bladder cannot get it out because you are constipated, these are the things that will happen. Listen carefully. Number one, frequent urination. You'll keep you plenty most of the time. And this is the embarrassing one I'm about to talk about. Incontinence. This one is your inability to control the evacuation of bodily waste. Can you imagine that? Maybe you don't know that it can happen to people. It happens. It's embarrassing. Your inability to control the evacuation of bodily waste. That means you want pee, or you can't control your own pee. I saw one president suffocate in a public one time while he was standing. That's the public, something all over the world about knows. The man stood and pee on himself right in the public. Something you can't even control your own pee. Even the other one, something you can't control. You're sitting down, you think you're fighting when you lose something else come. Be very careful. Constipation is not good. It can cause a lot of trouble. All right? Now, in severe cases, surgery may have to take place. I told you before, I know about a girl who was constipated for a very long time. She did all kinds of things, yellow tablet, this one, that one. Nothing happened. She had to end up at the hospital for surgery. Constipation is not a good thing. Now, what are the causes? The causes are dehydration. Those of you who don't like to drink water, be very careful. I'm going fast because I don't want to be caught with time. Dehydration is one of the major reasons for constipation. I've always advised you to drink enough water every day. Drink enough water. If you are somebody who are always constipated, drink enough water always. Especially in the morning, drink hot water. There's no need for yellow tablets. Lack of physical activity. As for you and O'Neill, you all know it. You can take exercise all the time. That is good for you. People who don't exercise, you just sit there. Number 4, certain medications like opioid or morphine. Those are medications that people take for many things. You know what you can take it for. Number 5, ignoring the urge to go. Now, this sounds simple, but it's important. When you want the toilet, go and toilet right away. Don't ignore it and say, let it get finish first. Let it sit. It can make the body less responsive over time. When you do it all the time, I'm talking about when toilet ready, jam you down, and nobody will think you were wrong. But I'm talking about when you feel like when the toilet ain't jam you yet, but you just say, well, let me sit there and watch it again. Let me sit there and finish. It is not good for you. It can cause trouble. If you do it over and over, that's what I say, over time, it's a problem. Diabetes can also be a problem. All right? Aging can also be a problem for constipation. Let me just go to the next one now. Remember this. Seniors are old people like me. Old people. Anybody above 50. Seniors. Old people who are above 50. Know that as you get older, you will develop muscle weakness. It is called sarcopenia. Now, I was on ERBC the other day when somebody called. I was there and no, I had no care, so I decided to help pay for the whole 1 hour. Somebody called and said, sometimes when I'm walking, my feet can be shaking on me. So even climb stairs is a problem. I asked him, how old are you? He said, 71 years old. I said, okay. If you're 71, that's the problem. And you got to do something about it. Now, one of the ways to prevent sarcopenia or muscle weakness is by taking a walk. Moving is one of the biggest medicines. Apart from eating 10-based foods, one way, you old people, once you pass 60, do more walking and not more sitting. Walking can lubricate your joints. It can strengthen your muscles. But too much sitting is not good for you. Some people lie down too much. It's not good for you. Prolonged sitting or lying down can weaken your muscles, and that will cause sarcopenia. God willing, I will be back.
Meantime?
But in the meantime,
Yeah.
I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
I gotta get out of here.
You gotta go walk.
In the meantime, I gotta get out of here and go to the account. And then when you come to the company, you can laugh well.
Okay. You said when you come and eat good money?
Oh yeah. When somebody comes in 50,000 and they hand the bag over to you, they grip it. They want to hand it over to you.
You can be driving with one hand.
Driving with one hand.
And one hand on the bag.
Your hand on the. You would be driving all your glasses up, brand new car, window glasses, all air cool, BCC. You holding the bag. You see it will jump outside. How am I gonna do it?
God willing.
God willing. I will be back.
In the meantime.
But in the meantime, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
I gotta get out of here. Yeah, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when it comes to politics, you don't let me make my, you don't let me give my opinion.
Yeah. I'm about to see you, man. Yeah. Yes, folks. Yes, have a birthday to David Coty. We're coming up with 15 beautiful ladies to celebrate your birthday on the 22nd.
Oh, no, I'll be very happy. You don't have to come with them. I'm not going to allow that to escort anybody here. No. When women are coming here, you don't have to escort them. I'm not going to allow that. No. I would just say to you, we're going to get out of here. Yeah.
Advance with our health tips, our regular feature. Let's bring you the review of the local dailies. What's making news from the print media this morning? Right here on 961, the heart and soul of Liberia. Yeah, so welcome to the review. Our first time will have to be with the analyst newspaper. Yes, the analyst. I haven't got an analyst for a very long time, but it's interesting that we have the analyst newspaper with us this morning, right here on 961, the heart and soul of Liberia. Let's hear what is on the front page of the analyst. UP Alliance condemns threats of chaos. Well, reaffirms solidarity with boycott in Supreme Court opinion fought out. The President Joseph Boycott is captured. Yeah, we will continue to work with the quorum. Well, Boycott reacts to Supreme Court ruling. Well, the president is also captured. Yeah, his picture, the president picture, is one of the most shared on the social media right now. Yes, Joseph Boycott is right here. Grab a copy and read the rest of the story this morning. Let's go to the back page. What is on the back page? Noka ends 3 day strategic retreat. I'm seeing the acting head of Noka, yeah. Light is right here. Is you can grab a copy and read the rest of the story. Defiant President, nation outbreaks. Who is saying this? CMC on broadcast back for invading Supreme Court judgment. Musa Hassan Dolete, District 7 lawmaker, the rule of law caucus chair is captured on the back page of the analyst. Grab a copy and read the rest of the story.
Yeah, let's go for the New Republic. The New Republic, the lead story on the front page. Boakai acting like Trump is a question mark. Boakai acting like Trump. The same accusations of co-shouldering Supreme Court rulings, SARS stepping rule of law. Well, that's the lead story on the front page of the New Republic newspaper. President's response is troubling. Who's saying this? Senator Chie advises Boakai to involve stakeholders in resolving House impasse. Still on the front page, we are part of the problem, so let's be part of the solution to end rape. This is from the anti-rape campaigners. Executive director tells men, let's go to the back page. The back page, former VP Taylor predicts chaos as opposition responds to Boakai on Supreme Court ruling. Stand opposition parties threaten massive protests on July 17. Maba Molu is captured here. Monrovia, Winston Salam City to forge partnership in crucial areas of mutual interest.
Yes, go to the front page. Yeah, please. Let's do front page Africa. What is on the front page? The front page of the front page Africa. Yes.
Yes, let's go to front page. Front page Africa. The lead story: biased negotiation. I'm seeing question mark biased negotiation. What are they talking about? Religious leaders reported urging Speaker Kofa to resign as senators' opposition push executive to respect Supreme Court ruling. Catholic Church distances itself from talks. Biased negotiation is a question mark on the front page of the front page Africa newspaper. Still on the front page. A tacit admission to Supreme Court's ruling is another question mark. Representative Kuhn drops speaker title in petition for re-argument. Okay. Yeah, stay on front page Africa. Rule of law is not an option. Who is saying this? I'm seeing a photograph of ANC leader Alexander Cummings captured here on the front page Africa newspaper on reasonable and economically hazardous third party multi-user access stalled by HPX push to remove Meter as operator despite AML's long-standing investment. This is the railway story. Yeah, the railway story. Finally, finding a lasting solution. Rule of law caucus taps former President Ellie's intervention, where I'm seeing the chairman of the Rule of Law Caucus, Representative Musability, is here alongside the former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf.
Yes, last but not the least, the Inquirer. Yes, you want to the Inquirer. I'm trying to get it on the Facebook Live. For those who watching up on the social media, Yes, yes, the inquiry is up next. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's go for the Inquirer. The Inquirer newspaper. Lawmakers challenge Supreme Court's ruling, request re-argument over Speaker's dispute. Well, I'm seeing the five members of the Supreme Court bench photograph here alongside Representative Kun and Speaker Kofa. Yes, on the front page of the Inquirer newspaper. Still on the front page, match your words with actions. Chief Justice Yo speaks to lawyers. Still on the front page, Jetty Rubber or Salara Rubber Corporation to provide first free eye clinic in Margibi County launches grading project at South Beach. And huge transformation in Liberia's maritime sector as Representative Bade reveals strides at RMO. Let's go to the back page of the inquiry. The back page, Buchanan Group of 72nd faces eviction. This is a major story here, but on the back page, if your president first VP get re-elected at 23rd National Convention call for collective support to strengthen the rule of law in Liberia. Well, finally, what's on the okay? Yes, that's it so far for the Inquirer newspaper.
So far, so good.
Yes, so far so good.
Yes. Thank you so much. I intend to put this up. Yes, let me put this up.
Mhm.
It's highly been requested for those who view it online. Welcome to the show.
Okay.
This is Countryman, right?
Yes.
Yes, this is one of the highest share on the social media. Countryman is his full name is Thomas Twain.
Yes, Thomas Tuer.
Thomas 12 from District 11. Yes. And he had a post on the Facebook yesterday. Um, when I was denied by the Supreme Court, I later filed a petition for re-argument. The petition ended in chair, and the same guy was rejoicing. Who is the same guy? This is Richard Quay he's referring to.
Hmm.
District 11 is hard. I'm a resident of District 11. It's very hard.
And he said,
Yeah.
"Come on."
Come on.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead and read that.
Yes.
I have my voice. I didn't know what's
Yes.
happening.
That weekend.
Yeah.
Come on. He says, when I was denied by the Supreme Court, I later
the TBS this morning. Why is our picture lost on the screen? But this issue of flip flopping
Mhm.
is not good. You know, look, we're not going to sit on this platform and welcome any form of chaos. No, that's why we say in the midst of all what we're doing, country fries. Whether it's from the ruling establishment, for those in the opposition,
Mhm.
our position statement here is the safety of our country and the rule of law of our constitution must be respected in a civilized country in anywhere in the world. The constitution should be, and that's what I want to call on all of our lawmakers. Those of you, whether you're at the RLJ currently listening, or you're at your private home, or you're driving a vehicle, how do you expect our case to feel? Those who are in school this morning learning about our constitution. Do you know that they teach the constitution in school, or maybe the Ministry of Education should tell us whether they have stopped teaching it? How do you expect them to feel? That is, the constitution of a land is not being respected is a very sad thing for our country. I will not sit here and support any chaos. Those of you who planning to protest to destabilize this country, I will say no to that. On the other hand, those of you who are ignoring, you say what is right and you say is wrong, is a very sad thing. You say this is white, then you want to convince us this is black, is a very sad thing for our country. Before I wrap it up, stop flip flopping. Will you take oath for God's sake? Most of you should be ashamed. Look, 2029 is going to be difficult for most of you. When you go back for re-election, or those of you who will be contesting, you see what is happening? You are playing with the Constitution. God forbid. The military is here to protect two things: the land and the Constitution. And you're flip-flopping, playing with our Constitution. You don't do it. The Supreme Court must be respected. You guys have done the rightful things in the late time. You have 3 days after the Supreme Court final ruling. You should have come up with a release and say we reject the ruling of the Supreme Court. My 9-year-old son said, "What? You mean that they say they're not accepting the Supreme Court ruling? You call for real argument. That's good. But for you say we reject the decision of the Supreme Court. Hey God, you took oath. You should be, most of you who flip-flopping, you should be ashamed of yourself. That's not a news. This other number get 34. The other one get 37. They're going for the 9. You flip-flopping, you playing fun out of the country. No amount of press conferences you will have that you convey. Look on the social media. Look on the social media. Opposition, you're not winning. Unity partisan, your press conference you had, you're not winning also. You're not winning. Librarians are getting fed up. And I like what the president said, two things. The one he said of the corona was sparked the whole thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, that corona thing. And people went and print out t-shirt and start doing corona Friday and so forth. And yeah, I think there is they did the corona ball in all of it like that. In the coming days,
Current Friday,
corona
Article
Friday.
33.
Yeah, that child's calling that my mirror spot. Yeah. Yeah, corona Friday Article 33.
legislative independence, and the restoration of the dignity and credibility of the people's house by the rule of law caucus.
No.
Yes, I'm seeing some real sense in this because if their proposal to the former president is to see how best they can resolve the issue in the house. One thing I saw in this communication is the issue of whether
Hmm.
when they reach a resolution, it will include that Speaker Cooper resign
Hmm.
and they conduct fresh election for Speaker.
Yeah.
Well, again, when the nation is faced with issue, Onu, there are ways that we need to solve it. And I think this is one of the ways to do so.
Yes.
Yes, because we cannot continue to go back and forth with the Speaker Kofa issue, the Kun side of it, and all of that. If the solution to okay, with the rule of law caucus, we agree. So let's sit around the table, um, come up with a plan. Speaker Kofa resigns,
Yeah.
and then we all agree to conduct fresh election. Solution, let's agree, sit around the table, conduct new election. Let's see where we can go from here. We cannot continue to be with this thing. This thing is like a dark cloud over the Boakai administration. I don't know whether they are seeing it. And unfortunately, people who sit in unity party top positions and also sit in top positions in government go to social media and make mockery of the Liberian people and they think they are provoking opposition. Okay, your administration is facing a challenge. I don't know how many of you understand that this issue with the House of Representatives is a serious problem for the government. I don't know how many of you know, but you see this as something that you are proud of. You are on the social media writing provocative comments back and forth all over the place.
It's not helping.
If investors let to come, let them come. If they don't want to come, they should not come. Let them stay away. We don't care. Who does that? Only because you don't want someone to be speaking. If that will save the country, we can continue to be in the look. I'm tired editing stories with this house impasse. Editing stories with this house issue. Every day, the crisis in the House of Representatives, the leadership crisis, majority black, rule of law caucus, minority black. This is negative. It is negative on you. How many of you sitting in government know that this particular thing that is happening is a kind of dark cloud over your administration? Should I start to call your names? Amos Twe, Mo Ali, Colina Kra, all of you. I should call your names and say that as lieutenant of the president, do you know that the crisis in the House of Representatives is a kind of way hampering your administration? Or you think it is just good like that? Or you think it is just good like that? Do you want to operate in a chaotic situation? Chaotic, I'm not talking about the other chaotic former vice president talking about. I mean, a kind of conflicting situation where, this controversial environment. In a controversial environment, how do you run your government? So sometimes the progress you'll be making in road construction, in providing stable electricity, water supplies, and other infrastructure development, everything is being overshadowed by this crisis in the House of Representatives. Executives of the Unity Party and government officials, do you know that? Do you know that your government image is dampened by this particular crisis in the House of Representatives? Do you want me to say the image of your government is tinted by this crisis in the House? But you go to social media to celebrate, and you write on social media telling the Liberian people in the world that if investors want to come, if they don't want to come, let them stay away. As long as Kofa doesn't move, we'll continue to fight in the House of Representatives, and this government will operate in this kind of controversial environment. Is that good for experienced people who serve this country previously for 12 years? Do you think it is good? This thing is not competition between opposition people and the ruling establishment to say who writes better on social media, who knows politics better. Are we prioritizing politics over the interests of the country? Is that what we are doing?
Great. Yes. Yes. The son of Nimba Sam was all.
Yeah.
Let's move on as a people, as a country, right? Earlier on last night, I had a post. Well, say I was going to bring on assistant professor at law at the Louis Alto Grand School of Law. Councillor Tewonse Gongolo is live at mobile phone this morning. Good morning to you, Council. Welcome to the Truth Breakfast Show on a Monday morning.
Good morning.
I'm okay. Are you good, Council? Are you good? Okay. You're in good shape, a better shape than David Coty's shape. Anyway, that's a nice one.
David, we survive health tips.
Yeah.
David, we survive health tips.
Yeah.
It's told me to go down later. That's all.
They will ever go now.
Great. Thank you so much, Councillor Tewonse Gongolo, for accepting our invitation. At least we'll spend the next 25 minutes with us via mobile. It's important for us, people, as a country. Yes, I has been almost 20 or 25 years legally practicing and doing law. The Supreme Court ruling. Let's get the hammer onto the nail here. 37 years. Okay, maybe the other year you were in prison at that time. Yes, I'm sorry about that. Yes, the Supreme Court final ruling. When you say the Supreme Court final ruling, when the Supreme Court rules, what happens? The ordinary Liberians listening out to you this morning.
When the Supreme Court of Liberia makes a decision, it is final on every issue, constitutional, administrative, whatever, every issue. That's the final. Unless the next place to go is to God. But there's nothing anybody on earth can do about it. Supreme Court's decision is not subject to any form of review. Once Supreme Court speaks on our law, that is it. And we have a duty to obey. There's no option. That's why in my write-up, I refer to the Argo situation. Vice President Argo won the popular vote in the United States. The matter went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of George Bush. He turned to the Democratic Party and all his supporters and said, the court has spoken. It is finished. That's it. That's all we are to do. All authorities in this country are to say the court has spoken. And the evidence of respect for the rule of law is to respect and obey the decision that is against you. That's why when I'm teaching human rights law, I go to freedom of speech. I say, the protection of freedom of speech, the test of protection of freedom of speech is to give the same protection to the speech that you clap for and the speech that makes you cry. And even more protection than the one that makes you cry. Then you really believe of speech. Same thing is rule of law. Rule of law, respect for rule of law does not mean clapping for the decision in your favor and getting angry for the decision against you or saying, I will not obey the decision that is against me. No, you have to follow what the court says. And I'm appealing to people in authority because the ordinary people are looking at the people in authority and those of us who are also opinion leaders. And they follow what we do. The government must respect what the court says. Because the implication for not respecting what the court says is good. Investors will not come or they have second thoughts because there are situations where if you cancel somebody's concession agreement or some contract, they could go to court and the Supreme Court could rule against the government. Will the government obey that? If the answer to the advisors abroad, the legal advisor, is no, they will not come to invest. And it's based on past record. So that is that a long answer to the question you asked. all authorities, all human beings in this country, all institutions are under obligation, not discretion, to obey what the court says.
Yes, great. After the Supreme Court ruling, in less than 1 hour, the majority black reject the ruling of the Supreme Court. What does this mean for our country?
That's contemptuous. That's contemptuous. They have to obey what the court says. They have to obey what the court says. And I'm advising members of the majority, or like I say the so-called majority, to obey what the court said last week.
Okay, so this is a follow-up. Yeah.
The court recognized Speaker Kofa as the constitutionally authorized speaker and went further to say any meeting not presided over by Speaker Kofa is unconstitutional. How clear can the court be? In the first opinion, and I explained it on the radio, that when the court talked about ultra virus or talking about the illegal action of the majority, they said, well, not claiming that big word ultra virus. This time the court didn't use that word. Even though the court had used that word, that expression in 60 cases. This was the first case. For those cases that will land other issues between parties. But because it won't involve some political issues and people position and all of that, it became very sentimental. But I'm advising those lawmakers that are under the current faction to obey the decision of the Supreme Court. Because you know what? Their opponents who won their positions will use this to campaign against them. I can maybe the woman be in the House of Law when they should advise them. I heard that one of them has already said he's going on the side of the rule of law.
Okay, now one, but about three of them, they have gone public. They're posting. So let me just follow up with this question. Then Marka will come in shortly. So after rejection on Friday, on Wednesday, on Friday, they call for re-argument. What does this mean? If you care to explain to the ordinary people listening now.
So re-argument means maybe there's a point of law or some factual issue that the court overlooked. So if and the court will look at it, and that point of law or fact is seen to be relevant, and it could change, either reaffirm its decision, or you know what, we made a mistake, therefore we are going to reverse ourselves. That's what the court can do. Until that is done, the decision of the court is still the decision. And the other thing though is that, you know, in order for you to come and seek relief from the court, you must respect the court. One of the questions that will be asked when the argument comes on the floor will be, they will ask the lawyers, because the court has done it before. The court will ask the lawyers representing those who have petitioned for re-argument. Are your clients obeying the decision of the court? If that answer is no, something else will happen. Because I remember in Christina Tar's case, I was sitting right in the court when she asked for a reconsideration of the decision, filed a petition. The court asked her lawyers, your client is coming for relief, but has she been obeying the decision of the court up to now she wanted relief from? And the answer was, as far as they were concerned, to the best of their knowledge, yes, she had been complying. Then one of the justices said, "But I'm reading a petition here, and I see a signature, and under the signature it says, Councillor Christina Ta. How do you answer that?" I said, "Oh, that was inadvertent, because that showed that in the mind of the court that the decision of the court was not being obeyed. It was being disrespected. Nobody rejects the opinion of the Supreme Court. You disagree, or you even though you disagree, you have to obey it." So,
So
and the court reverses itself. Will they obey that? You can only obey what is in your favor. We're not talking about the rule of the jungle here. The rule of the jungle depends on physical strength and number. But law depends on what the law says. What it depends on reason. And the only institution in our country that is authorized by the Constitution to say what the law is the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has said on this issue, this is the law. And I was not surprised that the Supreme Court said that, because in other Yenabo case, 13 senators wanted him removed. They couldn't, so they say, "Oh, we have suspended." And the court say, if you don't have authority to remove, you can't suspend. You need a two-thirds majority. You needed 20 senators, you were 13. No way. He was restored to the position of president pro tem. So the court has acted on this kind of matter before. Okay? Yeah.
so again, like you mentioned earlier, if you reject, instead of maybe disagreeing, but you outrightly reject the opinion of the court, then why are you going back to the same court, that you just rejected the opinion?
Hey, hello?
Yeah, you're
Hello?
live. Go
Yeah, you're
ahead.
live.
Go
Go.
ahead. Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, see,
We're
council,
messing up.
council dropped it. Yes, that
Yeah.
council will call back.
I hope my credit didn't flip flop.
Yeah, now I noticed.
Yeah, sorry, my credit flip flop.
Yes, so
Yeah, go ahead. Marka.
yeah, so the question was, you rejected the ruling of the court, and you are going back to the same court. Instead of disagreeing, you outrightly rejected, but you're going back to the same court. What does that mean?
Well, the court will determine that matter is there, but I know that when anybody does in this country that affects the dignity of the court, there's something the court has an inherent power given by the Constitution for it to protect its dignity by holding people in contempt. And none of the petitioners is above being held in contempt. So we hear what the court will say. In fact, in some cases, there have been cases where the court has even found on lawyers by holding them in contempt. As a honorable case, the bill of information, the lawyers assigned a return to the bill of information were punished for contempt. Say, "Oh, somebody disobeyed the Supreme Court, then you can file something to justify the disobedience." So law is a progressive science, but we'll see. But the court likes to look back at its previous decisions and make decisions that are consistent with its previous decisions for the integrity of the court. So there could be many people could be in trouble.
Okay. So normally everybody say, well, politics is number at the Capitol building is numbers, everybody looking for numbers. I want to go back to the Chief Justice saying, well, the majority bloc could put up the number, but she don't see a presiding there. There is no speaker there. What do you have to say with this one?
It's clear. The court is very, very clear that unless whatever majority, they can even be 72, look at that 73. If that meeting is not presided over by it is unconstitutional. It's a violation of the Supreme Court opinion. It has to do, unless there is reason, either he's sick or for some reason he's absent, and because he's absent, the deputy speaker presides. But there's no other way. The legally recognized speaker has to preside to give that majority legitimacy. Not just any majorities, only the majority presided over the speaker is constitutional, at least under the authority of this opinion.
So, Council, one of the points of discussions now in the country is the president's own response to the court's ruling. One where he said we will continue to work with the quorum to ensure that the government functions. Nobody will hold the government hostage for their self-interest. The president says that, and this reaction to the court's ruling has been one of the most discussed issue in the country currently. What do you say to the president's response to the court's ruling?
That response is wrong. It doesn't show respect for the court. And, in a case called Gosini versus Nelson, President Tubman ordered the sheriff not to enforce the judgment of the court. And the court said, too much is given, much is expected. The president is head of state, head of government. He has the responsibility to make sure that all branches of government work, consistent with the Constitution. And because the other two branches of government are nothing if the executive does not respect their functions, because the executive controls coercive force, that means the army and the police and all security forces. The executive president also controls the budget, the power, the treasury. And the president of country can make those two branches of government powerless, but nobody's under constitutional duty to give them the highest degree of respect and support for them to do their work. So, as the president of the country, for him to choose what to do, that is obviously contrary to what the Supreme Court has said, is unfortunate. It's a tragedy, and I hope he can reverse that. It is honorable when you make mistakes to say, you know what, I will obey what the court has said. To say continue to work with the majority will embolden those who are in violation of the contractor. I call them lawbreakers. I've been calling them dissident lawmakers.
But he did not say the majority block. He said with quorum.
With quorum, yeah.
No, listen, I will continue to work with the quorum, right?
Mm-hmm.
Continue to work with the quorum. Continue means from where you're working with quorum, right? Continue. That word continue is qualifying. Continue to work with the quorum. And it goes further to say what you said. Nobody will strangulate this government. What you should have said, the court has spoken, the government, my government, obey what the court has said. Period. You didn't even need to move. You didn't need to be detailed. The court has spoken. Like I will say in America, the court has spoken. And that stopped the tension. The court has spoken. You don't need to say anything more. And now everybody is, because he said more, everybody is,
Council, let's try. Okay, are you there? Hello? Council, yeah, I'm hearing you.
Yes.
Are you getting us as well? Okay, yeah, okay.
They should have said that I could have spoken. Now they say I will continue, because the group you are dealing with, the court has said the group you are dealing with, that majority you're dealing with quorum, is illegal. So if you have said I will conduct myself consistent with the opinion of the Supreme Court and stop there. I will obey the Supreme Court. The court has spoken. I'm calling on all in my government to respect the Supreme Court opinion. Period.
Okay, so due to all fairness, there are some public concern who still have problems. So, the same Supreme Court have been taking salaries. The budget was signed. They have been receiving. I saw a post from the LPRC managing director Amos Torres. He wrote publicly. He said, "Well, the Chief Justice asked for increment of salary 16,000, and the Associate Justice should take 40,000 each. I mean, let her rest until the morning back." What do you have to say to this?
People have to respect the court. And if you speak disrespectfully about the court, you will get in trouble. The thing is, the issue before the court or decided on whether or not Speaker Kofa was lawfully removed and whether and lawfully replaced. That issue has been answered. All of these issues they are raising are just trying to justify defiance of the court, which is contemptuous. And I don't want to play into the realm of contempt before I get in trouble with them. But all I'm advising is rule of law is the number one in the agenda of this government. We should manfully, if I say womanfully as well, respect what the court has said. There is no other way. The decision of the court is so clear, it's not debatable. I've heard some people say on the Facebook, I want to go debate with Councilor Gonga. I will never subject myself to that situation. Because this is not a debatable issue. It's so clear. Speaker Kofa is the constitutionally recognized speaker. Any meeting held without is unconstitutional. What is it about that? So they should, there are young people coming, some of them, the things they say today might haunt them tomorrow. You have to be careful. They live in this internet age where everything you say is kept. The anniversary always comes back. They should reduce their emotions because they might be, their colleagues, their young people, some are older now, the young people today might keep those things for them tomorrow when they are competing for legislative or even presidential because many of them are qualified. This kind of thing might haunt them. Let them be cautious. And President Marka should control members of his government in executive, in corporation, all of that, to make sure to let them be controlled because what they're doing is creating instability. The court has done its work. It must be respected. They've gone back to the court. Let's listen to what the court will say. Where is everybody being a lawyer?
Well, Council, it is sad.
Lawlessness.
Mm-hmm. Council, it is sad to say, but it appears like even the Supreme Court latest ruling it appears not to be bringing closure to the matter because of these different political interests and all of that. We're seeing the majority bloc running back to the court, but the CMC is proposing something. Can we have a resolution where Speaker Kofa can resign and maybe we can conduct fresh election in the House of Representatives? What do you say about that?
Look, this nation is left the choice of the individual. I'm not even talking about Kofa.
You want to repeat yourself again? You came in broken. Council, repeat yourself. You said resignation is what?
It's resignation is an individual matter. It's just like volunteering. I can't volunteer for you. I can't tell you to resign.
We're trying to find a way out nonsense. How do we resolve this? How do we move on as a people, as a country, the oldest country in Africa?
If Speaker Kofa resigns, it will right now look like surrendering to rule of outlaw or unlawfulness. Let things go in, let everything, let them respect the status quo ante.
For the sake of the country now.
Let him be presiding and his goodwill. He might resign because he may not get all of the cooperation that he will need to succeed. But that's not something that somebody should suggest as a way out because we cannot cave into lawlessness as a nation. The law is not for convenience. It's not for quick fix solution. It's not for expediency. The law is the law. We have to respect it. And we don't condemn what the dissident lawmakers are doing. Then we are condoning it as a nation, which is not good for us. I will not be part of that. That's why I'm clear. I'm speaking out what side I stand on. I stand on the side of the law.
Mm,
Well, council, the political side of it, we saw conglomeration of political parties having meeting,
mm,
threatening that they will take to the streets if the president does not obey or enforce the ruling of the Supreme Court. Again, we saw the government party alliance also
mhm.
having their own press conference talking about they will resist any attempt by opposition people to stage protests. What do you say about that? This one are the political side of it now.
I just have oh, hatred with George President Walker hashed it for this. Because if he has said, I'm calling on all to obey the opinion of the Supreme Court, this case has ended. The court has spoken. We will not have this situation. So it is his reaction that is stimulating the action and counter reaction. And you know, my uncle used to tell me, no matter how strong you are, don't let your bedroom be a battleground. If you beat somebody, break your teeth and everything, in the end, that you'll be going back to the store, buy your TV, your dresser, your everything. This thing that's happening to say, honor who's rich. Let's take up in the legislature with this political crisis. Was it, that the Supreme Court opinion was not respected by key actors in the society? And historians will say it was under President Barker's regime. You don't want that. You don't want that. I'm advising him publicly to change and say, my people, the court has spoken. I'm calling on everybody to go by what the court has said. Period. His legal advisors will advise him on the details. But he should start communicating directly with the Speaker Kofa, that the Supreme Court has recognized on all matters. When you're dealing with the House, letter to Speaker Kofa. When you're dealing with the national legislature, letter to Speaker Kofa. Meaning whatever. Clearly, this thing is so clear. It's not debatable. Nobody should be confused about it. People are confused. They want to be confused with, like, somebody tell me, Councilor Gongo, your phone is on the right. You're looking for your phone is on your right hand side of the table. They are looking at the left hand side. Will never find it. I just can't do this. There's an old country. We have had this. We have had other presidents respect the rule of law. There have been decisions against ruling parties, government in power. Government, there have been cases where people have been charged for murder and they have been acquitted. They have been found not guilty, and people have accepted it. People can accept the court ruling about murder. What is it about position? It's all about money. That's why I say maybe they should reduce the salary of the lawmaker to $1,000 or something, and reduce the if they get. Then there'll be less tension in this country. And all of the gasoline, the scratch car, all that, it's been difficult to resolve issues. They are becoming more problem than solution in this country. How can you say you will not respect the Supreme Court? Supreme Court should disregard them and only go by the Constitution? Isn't that correct? And now a democratic government is supposed to, the Supreme Court is the one that upholds democracy. Anybody who disrespects the Supreme Court cannot consider himself a Democrat.
Okay. Yes, Councilor Talon said Gongolo time is fast spent. Do you care holding? No, we'll take some calls. So you want to just let it go?
Take one or two calls, not more than three.
Okay.
Not more than three. Well, his name is Councilor. Okay.
Well, I teach constitutional law. Suppose the disagreement and they want debate and all that. I have written right there your own rejoinder. Yeah, I do research and write. That's suppose they want to get up and talk. Yeah, my role is to help inform the public and to educate the public. It is a social responsibility. It's a patriotic duty.
Okay. As an assistant professor of law.
Mhm. Yeah, let's take it.
Let's But you see all of that. Yes.
Yeah, so we'll take at
Great.
least two
Yes.
calls
Yeah,
or
let's
three.
take two calls.
Yeah, 0770-202579.
Good morning, Marka.
Good morning.
Good morning to Lasgo Best,
Mm.
Casco Bongo, and Rimo Tega. You know, we are you guys in the country what are hostage. Especially when you speak with some local ruling, probably they will back to the Supreme Court for reacting. So they want more in. Second, the president statement was to be called a clear to the father, all the people who are especially class it is true. Because I'm not supposed to president. So I expect him to make something about some people ruling. So maybe he is confirmed it is true. Thank you.
Okay.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning, Marka. O'Neill. Thank you for taking my call. This is Lester McKay calling from IGB County, District 1. I just want to know from the council, the Supreme Court supported the budget that went to the House. They did not argue it in any way or redirect it in any way at all. And then the impasse was going on. You have the House of Representatives, they have been fighting for quite a long time. They went to the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court sent them back and said, you guys go and settle it. Now, isn't there some sort of a possibility that the government could be shut down? If the government is shut down, what do we do? Thank you for taking my call.
All right. So let's take Council two more. Sorry, we just put in dash there. Good morning.
Mhm.
Good morning, O'Neill and Marka. This is incoming Representative Milton Yoko calling for District 6 Moserato County. Let me say many thanks to the councilor this morning. While it is true that I would not agree with all he said, but I think he has said some things that we all need to say thank you for. Unfortunately, that this government supposed to, right after that ruling from the Supreme Court, this government supposed to stand up and say, just like he said, the Supreme Court has spoken, will live by what the Supreme Court said. In sociology, they have said that what they hear is that way to hear, don't say it.
Okay.
But by going far and saying other things, I think a open Pandora box that we see in our common Liberian English. I also don't want to agree with him, especially when it comes to the aspect of the justice ministry. I think that, I mean, not justice ministry, the Supreme Court. I think that the Supreme Court and the senators, they shouldn't have allowed this thing for the individual state and even allow the budget to be passed and be taking money from our budget. But now, then we are ending. We cannot keep postponing.
All right, Milton. Thank you. Our last caller. Akwe quickly. Morning.
Thank you for the registration with you. Let me say a second good morning to Council. I came to ask this question. Council, I listened to you lengthily. But for the fact that the majority bloc is trying for this issue of re-argument, do you think it is a clever attempt to intimidate the court to overturn its ruling? If the court's ruling is overturned, what do you foresee? Do you foresee those in the majority bloc to accept whatever ruling the court will overturn? Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Council, you can go ahead.
That. So I've said earlier, somebody talked about the budget and money and all of that. The issue before the court, court deal with issue that come before it. The issue before the court was the legitimacy of the Speaker Kuhn. That issue has been decided. That the legitimate speaker is Speaker Kufa. When the legislature, when the House assembles, it will deal with all these issues about the budget along with the Senate. But they are not legally assembled, consistent with the ruling of the Supreme Court. How can they, and that's the only way to resolve the issue. Now, whatever somebody has, you can disagree with the Supreme Court opinion, but as the opinion that the court has given, all these things go, oh, they will return money, should they do, that is totally irrelevant. The court has spoken. All the arguments that should have been made were made before the court. All those arguments were made, and the court ruled. In a lawful country, so all right, we said all the right thing, we feel we had the best argument, but the court has spoken, so the case terminates. It ends right there, the ball stops. It doesn't, nothing happen again. That's what I want people to understand. And somebody said, Oh, it took a long time. There should have been the continuity and all of that. I do not question the discretion, the code, the timing, the code, the darkest they have, and all of that. That is somebody's view. But that does not take away from the fact that the
Bureau. Interesting that we can't get on the stream. I don't know. So, shall we bring on Pastor Alfred David Milson, who's already in studio, but at least for 2 minutes, let's speak with Dr. Benjamin Way quickly, just 2 minutes. You know, WIAC Liberia has started officially on today for exam. So we're going to speak on with Dr. Benjamin Way at least for 2 minutes exactly. Then we'll link back with in studio and join our guest who's already in studio this morning, Pastor Alfred David Milson. Let's see if we can get on Benjamin Way, the head of the Principal School Associations of Liberia. Dr. Way is live this morning. Good morning. Good morning. You live. Good morning. Way, are you there? Good morning. Okay, I think it's not ready. Yeah. Yes. But let's do a lingo with our guest. Way, I try calling you, but you're not going through. So let's have him on the screen. Those of you watching, yes, this is um the face of Christ Embassy, Liberia. Yes, it's great to have you in the studio this morning. Good morning to you, Pastor Milson.
Good morning. Good morning, O'Neill. Good morning, Marka. It's a great honor and a pleasure to be back here again. Thank you.
Yes, I guess you are doing great this morning, but how is the Christ Embassy Liberia?
Well, thank you, Marka. We're doing great. Just following ministry principles and instructions. and doing what God has called us to do. And I believe that we're making great progress by the power of the Holy Spirit. We thank God for all that the Lord is doing. Great things are happening, lives are being transformed, great impact is being made on a daily basis. And for that, I'm grateful to the Lord for His grace and His calling upon our lives.
Mm. Well, that is great. So, somebody asks, what is the mission of Christ Embassy Liberia?
Well, taking God's divine presence to the nations and the peoples of the world, demonstrating the character of the Holy Spirit. That is our vision. And in so doing, we are bringing many into their inheritance by the teaching and the preaching of the Word of God. So in Christ Embassy, we say Christ Embassy giving your life a meaning. And that's the motto. So once you get in touch with us, your life takes on the meaning of purposeful life.
Well, that is good. Yeah, let's talk about some of the work you are doing currently, especially we understand you are venturing into education, even though you've been doing vocational training for a lot of women. And let me say congratulations. We saw hundreds of
Mhm,
people graduating
mhm.
just a couple of days ago. Tell us, I mean, what motivated you firstly to get into this?
Well, with divine instruction, I would say, in a place of prayer, the Lord inspired us to begin to empower women. And that was a few years ago. And we this is the eighth cycle that we just concluded. 8 successive cycles, very successful and impactful. Collectively, we have empowered a total of over 9,000 women in this eighth cycle collectively. And we've seen many transformation. And so the inspiration was just about empowerment, which has already happened. And you can see on the screen, to those of you watching, some pictures of the just ended program. So it is ongoing, and like many guest speakers that come over the years, they always emphasize that this is laudable and this should be your government initiative. And I always say this most of the time. I say I wish government could step in and have this done in all the counties
Okay.
regularly. Skills acquisition is important for quick economic empowerment. I've seen young ladies who did not know how to do anything in few months are now earning. And the basic skills that are being imparted and are things that are needed on a daily basis in every area of our life. Soap making. People use soap every day. Catering. People eat every day. You understand? And all the other aspects, beauty care, tailoring, interior decoration. We added several other fields, and we added the men on board. So it has been very impactful. Air conditioning and refrigeration, a very important area that has started. We added construction, electricity, plumbing, satellite installation, all of these basic things that are very needed in our homes on a daily basis. So it creates a kind of empowerment for young people that immediately they can just begin to contribute to at least their homes, helping to alleviate poverty in the country. And this is our inspiration. And I'm glad that we've done this over the years and we're moving into the ninth cycle. And I'm grateful that it's just getting bigger and bigger and better, and we're just getting more advanced in our understanding of how the system works. And I'm proud every day when I see everything that is ongoing. I see students opening their shops. I see even students starting vocational educations at different levels, and that for which I'm grateful.
Well, that is good. And again, let me say congratulations. I'm seeing commissioning of the Intercity Mission School Liberia. What is that?
Well, last year around this time, we broke grounds for the first country inner city school project. The inner city mission is an arm of our ministry that focus on children, underprivileged children. The man of God, Pastor Chris Oyakilomi, my father, the president of the Love One Nation, said many years ago to us, he said, every child is your child. and he is a founder of the Inner City Mission, and is an arm of our ministry that deals with underprivileged children around the world. So over the years in Liberia, we've been having several interventions. Like we send some Ebola orphans back to school. We've been having interventions for children here and there. But this time around, we've decided to build a full school that is free of charge, completely free of charge for the children in Liberia. And that school has been fully built, completed, and tomorrow is the commissioning of that school.
Wow.
Okay.
Yes, and it's a free school. I mean, free, completely free. Free shoes.
Okay.
Let's start with shoes. Free shoes for the kids, free uniform, free book bags, free copybooks, then free meals every school day, free meals, and uh, absolutely tuition, no fee attached, whether registration, tuition, or however it is, completely free. And this particular one that has been built is going to cater for nothing less than 400 to 500 kids. Is an elementary school from kindergarten to sixth grade with science lab and very sophisticated aspects of education, modern education that's going to be free. So I'm so excited that tomorrow is the day that the commissioning will take place, and we are grateful.
That is very ambitious. But during all of this free of charge, where will the support come from to pay the teachers, the staff, everybody?
That's ministry work. Yeah, we say the gospel is free, but it's not cheap.
Mhm.
So we have brethren, we have people
Mhm.
that sponsor, that help, partners that make this thing possible. All right.
Okay.
So that's how we work. So we as members of the church, this is our responsibility. Some people who don't know what the churches are doing around the world always look at just one side and feel that churches are just there
Mhm.
maybe to preach the gospel, but we intervene a lot. For example, Liberia, we look around, many churches have institutions. And that's our contribution to what you call the corporate social responsibility. This part of our responsibility back to the society
Mhm.
to help the children.
Yes, so Pastor, sincerely, this information you are making or you are providing this morning to the public, it will leave more parents thinking, well, how can my child, get enrolled in this school? So, free school, free shoes,
Yeah.
maybe free uniform, meals at school.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how can one benefit?
All right. First of all, we targeted our community, and where the school is built is in Smite Junction. The Smite Institute on the Rawafi Highway, right after Baptist Seminary.
Mhm.
So in there is where the school is built. So all of the children around there now, we are vetting children for enrollment.
Okay,
You have to be completely underprivileged. That is the goal.
Okay.
That's the
okay,
purpose. So
Underprivileged.
we're going to be looking at orphans first, maybe single orphan, double orphan. That means either your mother or father died, or one is living single orphan or double orphan. We can have that. We can have children that are ready where the need is much. So we're going to be organizing a vetting process over the next few weeks, and we'll be having it right at the school or campus where parents can bring or people, guardians can bring in children. So looking for the most vulnerable, because this is a free education. We wanted to get to those who really need it,
Okay.
not those who already have support. All right,
Mhm.
and that's why it's not be open to members of church. You understand? This is
Okay.
completed for the underprivileged in
Underprivileged.
society, and we have a system
Uh-huh.
to find out
So for one grade to what grade level?
from kindergarten to sixth grade.
Okay. How long you tend to run this? I mean, it's always concern. So, well, how long you tend to run
This is
this?
forever.
Forever?
This
Why
forever.
are you doing this? In fact.
This is the vision of the man of God, Pastor Chris Yakilome,
Okay.
my father. This is what we do. And we are saying this we have our schools around in other parts of Nigeria. And the man of God looked out of Nigeria and started looking at Africa. And Liberia is the first.
Okay.
We broke ground in Liberia, we broke ground in Malawi, Uganda, Central African Republic, and there are several other countries coming up. But this one is the first outside Nigeria.
Mhm.
So we had about 7 different schools in Nigeria, different parts of Nigeria that are serving the same purpose and continually running. But looking out of Nigeria, this is the first inner city country school, and that is established in Liberia, and it's free. So all the aspects of the running, the maintenance, and all other costs associated with the running and taking care of the children for all these things have already been calculated in how we run our program. Just how we run churches, how we run the ministry.
Do you
So
have the school building already set up? Do you have the building already up?
finished, completely completed. Everything set.
Wow.
The commissioning is tomorrow. I've been
Tomorrow.
working on this only for 1 year. I've
Oh
been
yeah.
in and out. Yeah, that's why you have
You,
not been
you, you
seeing
you
me.
have do you have instructional staff already set up?
Already set up.
Administrations?
All
Mhm.
that the recruitment is ongoing
Okay.
because we know that the school year runs in
Mhm.
Liberia from September.
Mhm.
So once the commissioning takes place,
Mhm.
we start onboarding the children. We start getting all the instructional staff. But the interviews are going on, and we're trying to shortlist candidates, and everything is going on in the background.
Okay.
That's what's
How
happening
do you
right
go
now.
and pay the instructor? I mean, I think because most schools in Liberia depend on school fees. I mean, to have faculty and staff
This
being
is what
paid.
ministry is about.
Okay.
So I say we have partners in church that do this. How did we build a school? So we built a school because we wanted to so if we could succeed in building an ultra modern school in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. We can pay an instructor. So it's about ministry. It's our way of giving back. So we have people. That's why we have brethren, we have partners that come together, join our hands together to make these things happen for the nation.
Who I guess we expect to see at the commissioning tomorrow?
Wow, several high profile guests, and we're expecting the Minister of Education, Deputy Minister. We're expecting the Minister of Gender. We're expecting someone from the Office of the President and
Okay.
some top people. Then internationally, we are receiving guests today
Mhm.
that will be doing the commission, receiving the regional pastor of East, West, and Central Africa,
Okay.
the whole of Africa, all of the churches in our ministry. The highly esteemed Pastor Ambrose and Cicely will be here to do the commissioning proper. We have the director of the Inner City Mission, Jose, will be arriving today. We have the Zuna pastor for West Africa, that is Ghana, Liberia, Sierra Leone, all arriving today, and several other high profile guests coming along with them for this commissioning.
Well, this is a great initiative. If we were to make recommendation to ensure that this thing, impart other children, I know that community you are in, it is a blessing to them. But again, there are other children in other places. They are craving for these kind of privileges. I mean, what do you think can be done to impart other children in other parts of the country too?
Well, it always starts somewhere, and this can be replicated, and many other where many institutions can also look at the format and see how to do it. But I believe that, like I always say, this can be decentralized, but it starts somewhere. It starts somewhere, and I'm excited that Liberia has, and Liberia was chosen to have the first country school. That's how we term it, the first country school, and I'm grateful for the impact. So all the people around Memmastown, Tuazon, no, Memmastown, Smart Junction, Baptist Seminary, Tinkers Village, children in these places can easily commute, to the school. So that is a target environment for now.
That's great. That's great. Any name you want to name of the school have the official name yet? Because I'm saying
It's the Inner City Mission
Inner
School.
City Mission School,
Yeah,
Liberia.
yeah, Inner City Mission
April
School.
29th is the date. So the
Tomorrow,
next academic year full the school will be in full swing.
full swing,
Wow.
full swing.
What do parents need to do again for the benefit of the listener or those who in District 6, right?
Yeah,
District
that's
6.
it.
What do parents need to do to to have their
Mhm.
kids enroll into the school?
First of all, I'm using this medium as a means of publicizing the commissioning for tomorrow, and also to inform parents that we are looking for underprivileged kids.
Okay.
So we're going right back to the downtrodden, the very least in society.
Mhm.
A little boy is somewhere that has no hope of having any formal education. We want to look for people that need this mostly. So if you're listening to me and you're in that particular area and you know a kid, you just get in touch with us. You can get in touch with us. You can come to the school, just ask for the Christ Embassy Inner City
Mhm.
Mission School, Smite, inside Smite Road, all the way in there. There's a community called they call it the Kankan community, cutting tree community in that place. That's where the school is built. And or you can contact us. I don't want to read. Okay, you can contact us, and if I give my number,
Yeah,
it's going to be
Mm.
so
flawed. So
how many kids do your target? Because I mean,
450 kids.
400.
Yeah, because we are
Okay.
taking all of the different levels from
Uh-huh.
kindergarten,
Uh-huh.
first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth, fifth, sixth. And I mean, it's an ultra modern facility. We need, I wish you could be there tomorrow to see the facility. Very beautiful built,
Wow.
beautifully built, and to host these children and train them properly.
Great, 450. First, is that first come, first serve basis?
Of course,
What
it has to be.
story, the kind of story you make up? I mean, yes.
Well, there has to be a cutoff point at a point. All right, we can take everybody
Mhm.
obviously. So once we can get the numbers required for the different classes, then we okay.
Is it?
Must you add feeding there?
One thing that about education is that to keep children in school, feeding is very important. You were talking about underprivileged. That means, for example, these ones to even eat
Mhm.
is a challenge. So how would they learn? So in all of our schools that we have built around the world, that component is very important for active learning. Is the empty bag and stay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Great. So if someone is listening up to you, maybe they're out of District 6.
yeah,
Are they eligible to come through?
we're looking at a transportational cost. You cannot have a kid coming from a distance
Mhm.
just because of the free school.
Mhm.
It's going to have affect a lot of things. So I believe the closer, the better
Okay.
for kids to commit. Even though by the grace of God, we looking at maybe getting the bus to help, but that those are future plans. But for now, I
Mhm.
would prefer
Mhm.
kids that are not too far, a few kilometers
Mhm.
in an environment I can just walk to school and walk back to school, walk
One
back from school.
one last more question for me. Maybe Marka will come in or get a telephone line. So are you ready for this?
We are set. This is something that have been done
Mhm.
over the years by the ministry.
Mhm.
This is just happening in Liberia now. So we have the structures, we have the wisdom, we have the intuition, we have everything set up to be able to implement this. That's why we're doing it. So it's not new to us, but it's new because it is the first one in Liberia.
Okay.
So we are fully well capacitated to handle what we are into.
What do you need from maybe the Ministry of Education, if I may say the government of Liberia and other stakeholders to successfully implement this thing?
Well, we already got some permits to operate from the Ministry of Education.
Mhm.
We've gone through some of the processes, and we will be ending some of them. What we need is just more collaboration and helping us to be effective as a school. And all everyone out there, you can reach out to us. You see, it is a concerted effort. The very team of the inner city mission, every child is your child. The man of God taught us, he said, don't forget, if you have children growing up that are underprivileged,
Mhm.
and those children grow up to become criminals, you too in the society will be affected by their actions. So if you cannot help them today to turn their lives around, you are going to be sponsoring criminals in it's like unknowingly preparing people that will even harm your children. So it's a considered effort. We want everybody to join hands together, come around us, whatever you can do. If you want to contribute to this, oh, it will be laudable. It will be laudable. You want to contribute to this, it will be laudable. It will be received with joy because the more we do, the better we do it.
The more we do, the better we do it. The voice of Pastor Alfred Mills in live evolves. The school is titled
Inner
Inner
city
City Mission
mission.
School.
School. Yeah.
Yes, ready to go on
Tomorrow,
tomorrow, April 29th
12
for the
noon.
commissioning. Yeah, 12 o'clock.
12 noon, yes.
12 noon, no doubt. What was the motto of the school? I'm seeing. I'm trying to see it. Um, love changing the world. Okay, let's get some calls coming in. If you want to participate, you're following up. Christ Embassy Liberia is doing extremely well. 0770-153-265. Go ahead and call. Let's leave the politics a little bit aside.
Mhm.
Yes, too much politics. I mean, let's get some calls coming up. It's education matter. And we want to urge folks from the Ministry of Education, please, the invitation have been sent. Please attend it, man, because we know what Christ Embassy is made of doing. 0770-153-265. 153-265. Talk to Pastor Alfred Milson live with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm calling from the Kentucky University.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, congratulations to congratulations to the person back here, and I wish we have many of our ministry being such. While you are trying to go back, things will get much better. And you made mention of a trade school. So can you please give us a little note on this?
Little bit of what a trade school.
Yeah. I'm already talking about that.
Okay, he will provide some information. Good morning.
Yeah, so good morning, people. When you are going to people in Marka, good morning to our guests there. This is really important. I don't know you. This is one. This is the conversation in it. And let me say, now go to another project. And some of we are ready to come right there and then to go well. Graduated from KRCTR. I'm one of the quarter of KRCTR. So let me say thank you. Continue your hard work. Okay. Thank you for your time.
Okay, I hope you say application in.
Okay.
Yeah, 0770-153-265. Let's talk as education matter, man. 0770-153-265. Yes.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
I think the person holding the line.
Yes. Good morning.
Flip to the next call.
Let's take this call. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Morning. Go ahead.
I hope that this school won't be like Reverend.
Please call your name and where you call from.
Do you know the history of Christ Embassy? No, look, they're gonna negative energy for it.
Good morning.
Yeah.
This is Lake. Thank you for taking my call from Montgomery County. I appreciate the gentleman in the studio. Crescent Buffet is really touching not only the hearts and minds of people, they're also now preparing people in Liberia to become educated and move this country forward. I was just wondering, though, if the intention here is to make the school later on down the way high school or extend this entity to different areas in Liberia. Thank you for taking my call.
Brilliant question, man.
Okay, thank you.
Be asking. You use your 1 minute to answer. Yeah, man.
You call without calling your name.
Yeah,
went straight ahead. Say, I hold the road. Yeah, so continue to call
0770-153-265. Please, call. Let's hear from you. Let's hear from you, man. Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Your name, where you join us from? Okay, go ahead.
I want to give you time to appreciate whatever you have said. And we pray that God will put your support over this year to be about people. Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you. Let's take this one. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Mm-hmm.
This is the voice of Brenda Kekula and phone for District 4, Painesville.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm so delighted this morning to listen to Pastor Abel Mason. Still thinking that the ministry is actually welcoming. And these are things that we need to know as a country, not just to gain from the members, but also try to contribute to their life. You know, we have a scorpion economy.
Mm-hmm.
So I have one question for the men of God in studio.
Mm.
Looking at the enrollment when it comes to the teachers.
Mm-hmm.
How you intend to receive letters of application from teachers? It is only limited to hard copy, or you also do it through the email or internet if it is possible.
Okay, just keep listening. Yeah, keep listening. He will tell you. You will say that. You can't do this, man. You can't do this. The feedback is terrible. Good morning.
Good morning, David, this morning.
Morning. Go ahead.
Morning.
Thank you very much. This is Eric Bonnet. I'm calling from Chicken Soup Factory.
Okay.
I appreciate the man in studio, the man in studio, and I think if my memory can serve me right, there's a program that was being sponsored in local county with my for the Samaritan Prize. And unfortunately, like I didn't get to form. I serve as the child welfare committee chairman for my district, Kulau district, and later I serve as the program man from my district for offer and vulnerable children on the Samaritan Point. I wish I was in District 6. I know how to do the selection of the vulnerable kids, but I don't know the way I just want to do vetting. I don't know whether I want to get the rightful beneficiary of me or if possible to be a volunteer and the way forward can be advanced by it. Thank you very much.
Everybody, y'all be
Okay.
following that team, man. Everybody. Man, y'all be following that team.
Mhm.
Yeah, he know how to be doing selection process. Yes, let's go hold on a little bit.
Yeah.
Pastor Messi want to respond to some of the callers.
Well, thank you, O'Neill, and thank you, Marka, and thanks to everyone that called in. One of the callers asked whether the is going to be a progressive addition to the classes, whether we're going to move it to junior high and senior high. Well, I believe so, because once we take case from elementary level, we'll have to provide at least that's what has happened in Nigeria and other parts where our schools have been built.
Okay.
So I'm sure it's going to be the same way here. All right. And also, another caller, I think the last caller just asked about whether you could be part of the vetting process. There's a whole team set up. We will still need more hands. Once you want to be a part of it, I believe that we can give you an
Is the
opportunity.
vetting already going on?
It's going on. It's going on. But I'm using this video to open it publicly now so that people can be informed, especially in that district, to be able to move in and be a part of
Someone
the
was asking where and how can they deliver application just in case they
application.
have interest.
All right, then just you can just let me give you my number.
Hmm.
My
Are you ready for
Are you ready for this?
oh, it have to be. It has to be. You can get me on 0777822 700. WhatsApp only.
Okay, what's up? Yes.
Yeah, I won't be taking calls. 0777822 700. So that's my orange line WhatsApp number.
So,
Also,
okay.
you can just drop an application and we'll send it to the central committee, because a lot of teaching staff need it. Even though some we started getting some in-house. Someone's already flashing me. Don't
Okay.
call.
You
You
don't
have
call.
WhatsApp, just send a
WhatsApp.
message.
Okay.
Praise God.
Hallelujah. Great. Let's use the next 5-6 minutes. Yes, because we intend to speak with the folks on the YFE to motivate others. If someone call and we have to let that person leave the line, say, well, we're hoping that it'll be like another school that will see operating, but maybe they don't know who actually is Christ embassies.
So we are not political at all, and I
Mhm.
don't know. I have no intention or whatever. This is. I've been working in this country for the past close to 12 years as a country pastor, and this is what we do. So when we say free, that is it. Whatever I say here, that's what we do. So we're not going to be like, I don't know what you're trying to insinuate with the comparison you're making, and so I don't want to even go back on that
Church
line.
and politics don't mix.
So
Church and
I don't want to go
education
that line.
don't mix. Great. Give us a rundown quickly for tomorrow evening again.
Tomorrow even by 12 o'clock, we'll be doing the commissioning of the first country school inner city missions, and it's right here in Liberia by the grace of God. And it'll be commissioned, and we'll have several dignitaries. Now, the direction to the place is Smart Junction. Smart Junction is the junction right after Baptist Seminary, right here in Tinkers Village. So once you pass by Tinker Village, you go to Baptist Seminary. The next junction is called Smart Junction. And in that junction is where the Smart Institute is. Smart Institute is a tertiary institution That so it's along that road inside there. There's a community there called Cotton Tree Community, and the direct to easily locate it. There's a place called Gio Mansion. So right around there is where the school is built, and that's what we having the program. So if you are a parent out there listening to me, you have children, let them come out, come all your numbers. Let's thank God and let's pray and commission this school. And like I said, top people are arriving in the nation today just for that, and several top government officials. Invitation have been sent to several well-meaning Liberians and government officials, and we pray that they will honor the invitations to be there for this great program.
Okay, thank you. As we take leave of you.
Thank you so much, O'Neill. Thank you, Marka. Thank you for having me again. And to everyone listening out there, if you know somebody that is underprivileged, really underprivileged, please, the number I just gave you, you can also call and just let us know so we can be able to investigate properly. Again, 0788222700. Then send me a WhatsApp message and we'll talk, and maybe we'll tell you to bring the case over for us to start talking. The onboarding process has started. So even during the program, we have 50 students that will be dressed in their uniforms, everything, and set in the classrooms.
Okay.
50 students preparing for that. So that's it. Thank you so much for having me. And it's an honor. God bless Truth FM. God bless you, Oni. God bless you, Marka. God bless everyone that have listened and participated. Thanks so much for the opportunity.
Okay, yes, the voice of Pastor Alfred Milson. Yes, with us